Hey everyone. So, video today, topic I want to talk to you about is mental disorders and insanities and entities. So this is a specialty topic of Talk to the Entities. And mental disorders is actually something I've had my own personal experience with. I was diagnosed with a mental disorder when I was only 21. And today I posted a quote from Shannon O'Hara, who is the creator of Talk to the Entities and of this specialty class, Mental Disorders and Entities. And one of the things I quoted from her was, when a being, infinite being, right? You are a being with a body. You're an infinite being. When an infinite being is broken, let me rephrase that. When a being is broken over time, that leads to insanity. So let me break it down for you a bit. You as an infinite being come into the world, you embody here as a baby. Look at it. Have you ever seen a baby with mental illness? Have you ever seen a baby with a mental disorder? No. Why? Because their being is fully intact. They are whole being. They haven't been invalidated yet. They haven't been abused. They haven't had the world attack them yet. So when you have this whole being with a body, there is no mental illness, there is no mental disorders. So that shows us that mental disorders are not as such, not like a physical, it's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. It's something that's created from growing up in this world, from growing up in this reality. This world functions from judgment. When you have somebody, take either yourself or somebody else doing it to you, when you are intensely judged, abused, when you have a lot of trauma, or when you intensely judge yourself over time, you start to really break your being. You start to really invalidate your being. When the being is broken, that's what leads to mental illness. That's what leads to mental disorders. I know this because I did this to myself. I have first-hand experience of it. In my early 20s, I did something. I chose something while I was on drugs, and I lost a really good friend of mine. She was like one of my best friends. I adored her. She walked out of my life. She wanted nothing more got to do with me. After that, I started to judge myself in a way I'd never judged myself before. I made myself so wrong. I thought I was awful, horrible, evil, disgusting. I thought no one would want to be in my world again. I started on this train wreck of judgment of myself, and I mean it went round and round and round every day non-stop. Now when you start to judge yourself to that degree, like all of us judge ourselves here and there, but to that degree where it's every day non-stop going on, you actually open yourself up to dark energies, demon type energies attacking you, because they actually feed on judgment. So if you were a dark energy, right, and I'm over here a light energy, but then I start judging myself, which is a dark energy, that those other dark energies attach to me, and then they start fueling even more and more judgment by telling you, yeah, you are evil, yeah, you are awful. So after a couple of weeks of me doing this non-stop, I actually broke myself. Like, I broke my being. And I ended up in a psychosis, which is a mental disorder, actually schizophrenic psychosis. And Shannon O'Hara talks about how schizophrenia and bipolar and psychoses are extreme awarenesses of entity awareness, and you have to deal with your entity awareness if you're going to deal with these mental disorders. And I knew I had voices. Like, I had voices telling me to kill myself. Like, and I had enough strength still to not kill myself. Like, there was still some part of my being that was intact, and that's it. When I say like the being is broken, it doesn't mean every part of your being. It might mean 90% of your being is broken, which that will be the mental disorder. Then the mental illness will come in. Maybe 10% is intact, or maybe 1%, and maybe that 1% is enough to get you through. Whether the being actually pulls themselves through it or not is up to that person to choose it. That's the thing about mental illness. Why do some people get well and go on to live healthy lives, and why do some people not? It's really down to the person. I had to use a lot of strength. I didn't have strength at that time, but I had to find it from like the far reaches corners of my being to pull myself out of that. I chose to get myself healthy again. I chose to get myself well, and it was a lot of different choices, and I did a lot of different things. And so I pulled myself out of that. And also I had medication, you know, but over time I got off the medication. So when someone says, you know, when the being is broken, that can lead to mental illness, like that doesn't mean like the person is destroyed forever. That doesn't mean that the person can't recover. That there is possibilities in that, but that has to be up to that person to choose that. And then dealing with the entity awareness can really assist people in getting well. You know, we're coming up to that time of year. Like, there was actually a suicide of a famous dancer just yesterday, and a lot of people are like, oh my God. And I mean, yeah, he had like a happy life on the outside, and well, you know, and showed up on social media as happy. But that's the thing about mental illness and mental disorders. You have no idea what's playing in the mind. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what energies might be attacking your very being. So I would love to create some space around this topic. I posted a comment today on Facebook, on social media, and it was interesting to see the comments that responded back. It was like this resistance to me talking about this, you know, and that's not anything about anyone personal. It's just the energy. That was the energy. It was like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? What's this? What is this thing? Because how much of that is the energy of mental illness, right? We can't understand it. However, we can stop looking at the outside of, okay, what's going on the outside of the person. You could be like, that being is totally intact because they're walking through the world and they're married and they have kids and they make money. But you have no idea what's going on inside their minds, what's going on inside their heads when they're sitting alone with themselves. When I say my being was broken, I looked perfect on the outside, but inside I was broken. And I had to pull myself out of that and make different choices to get back my being, to put my being back into tact. So I would love to create more awareness around mental illnesses, mental disorders, what insanity actually is, what leads to insanity, and how you can actually put yourself back together, whether it's for you personally or whether it's for your clients or the people you work with. I think it's high time we all stop living from a stigma of mental illness and stop pretending it's not there and actually start to get educated. So if this is a topic you'd like to get educated with, or you'd like more information for yourself, you're welcome to join me. I'm going to be doing a mental illness and entities class December the 27th after Christmas. I'm going to post a link to it above. And if you want more information about this topic, come join the class. If you don't and you just want to watch this video and start to ask your own questions, start to get curious yourself on what is behind some of these mental illnesses. What is driving these? What causes a person to get to that place of total hopelessness where they actually take their own lives, or they need to be put on medication, or they need to be put into hospital? What is actually the root of all of this? And if we all start to become more aware of our beings and the damaging effect that judgment has on us, and actually start to cultivate a kindness and a caring for our bodies and our beings, how much more of a healthier world could we live in? So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this. If you have any questions about this topic, I know it's a sensitive one, just feel free to private message me. I'm always available in Messenger and WhatsApp. You can send me an audio if there's something that triggered you with my video or anything I post on social media. Private message me. I'm happy to I'm happy to talk to you. Like, sometimes like commenting on social media, things get confusing, and it's like and that's another thing, right? Mental disorders, like, it's so much awareness and information coming at you, And we're all so wounded as it is going through the world. We've all had trauma, we've all been invalidated, we've all been harshly judged, that we have a lot of defense mechanisms. And sometimes our points of views and our judgments don't allow us to receive what's being said or the energy behind what's being said. So if you're ever triggered by me or anyone else or anything at all, send me a message. I'm happy to clarify things and speak to actually what's true for me. I can only speak to what's true for me, and this has been my experience with mental illness. And I would like to create a different world with this, and I would like everyone who's ever had any sort of mental illness or disorder to at least know there's another possibility, and then it's up to them to choose it. So how does it get any better? And what the fuck else is possible now, guys? Seriously, what would it be like to live in a world where we didn't ignore this topic anymore and we actually started to create a healthier space for our beings and our bodies to be in this world? So thank you. Bye for now.